Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Manoj and friends. Just a second. Thank
Yes.
you so much, Manoj and friends, for giving this opportunity here today to present. Just a few minutes ago, when Manoj said, uh, okay, first speaker is Arun, right? I thought, okay, is there a choice? But
Uh,
then, then realized, okay, since it is decided by next NLP, so I have no choice. Okay. About so talking about decision. Okay, let's start the timer, please. Okay. Is it started?
You're already on.
I will
Okay.
restart. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Thank you.
In my video, you
So,
can see that green one. Yeah.
yes, 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 yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. So about the decision making process, and it's uh, quite a few nuances. I think a lot of speakers now yesterday spoke about quite in depth, and looks like this will be repetitive for from my side, but yet it's a process making of making choices by identifying some few decisions, gathering more information, and assessing some good alternatives or some aspects about it, thinking deeply about it, and then deciding about it. So ultimately, it's a step-by-step process. Okay. Yet in my life, let me come to just presentations just a second. Can you see my slides?
Hi. जुबेर माँ उतरी नहीं विन बेटा हली नहीं विन राजा
Can you see my slides?
we can see Arunji.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so I thought let me just talk about briefly about my life. Like I have, as I have experienced in my life, it was never like taking a step-by-step decision or something like following a proper pattern or something like that. It was as it comes, I'm taking it ahead in my life. After 10th, I started, since I was kind of interested in science section. So I went for science, and then later on, I decided to go for post 12th. Because of some certain reasons, I decided to go for arts. Okay. And completed my master's in economics. Sorry, the bachelor's in economics. Now, I had a choice whether to go for directly some kind of job or some kind of engagement where I can earn some money directly, start earning some money, though whether it is good or meaningful or not, or I should do some more studies. At that time, I decided let's start with some more studies, and it so happened that yes, when I started my master's degree, the decision taken was looked like it was a horrible decision, because the gap between masters and bachelors was too high, and I was feeling whether the decision was taken was right or wrong. I thought of continuing with it, and somehow I could somehow gather some courage, uh, some kind of hard work, and whatever little bit intelligence that I have, I could make it out, pass the master's degree in somehow in a good manner, and it proved to be a better one, better decision. So coming to this part, one, this is a point that was there for me is was motivation. That is, I decided I should not stop here. I should not be a kind of a clerk kind of a job should be doing. That was very clear from the day one. And there were external factors which were there in my mind, that what can I get from it, or how people will look at me, those kind of things. And internal factor was, yes, let me have some identity about self. And that was the kind of motivating factor that I had. Also, friends, lot of time you'll see we have a lot of either we are doing we are making some decisions either with conscious mind, or not, we are not about conscious about it, whatever decision that we are making. Say for example, suppose if I ask you, do you want me to present without PPT or with PPT? So what decision that you will come out with? Many of us will decide instantly, right? So many of our decisions in our life are not conscious. And again, if we are trained enough, yes, then we can go about it with a conscious decision. I have seen over the period of time, understanding other yourself better is very important, and it's the key for our better decision making. How? I'll come to that. So that is the clarity about awareness, clarity and awareness about self. How? And it will decide the whether we are leading our life or we are dealing with our life or so-called life events. Now, how we can raise our awareness, finding purpose, what my purpose is, what are my beliefs, what are my values, my passions, my natural strengths, what is my identity, and what is my personality type. Okay, if we have enough awareness about this, the decision making for us becomes simple, easy. Looking at all the decisions, whether we are in line with it, whenever we have a tough time, we should know that there is some challenge as far as our decision that we have taken, and it is whether it is going in or are in consonance with our values or not. Further, the famous personality type. If I was to look at the personality type, I am more of analytical. So it's like many times it is like a paralysis by analysis. So you'll find many times it will take some time for me to decide. Okay. And friends, another thing, the leading, how we can lead our life to by looking at our awareness about our what was given earlier, that is our purpose, identity, and all these things. Understanding better about our personality type, and also understanding whether are we going with our emotions, or whether the emotions are taking us or we are in control of our emotions. How do we perceive life? How do you perceive the life events? And are we really questioning ourselves? Are we questioning ourselves better? So friends, let me end with this quote that good decisions come from experience and experience comes from bad decisions, as Mark Twain says. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Arun. Thank you, Arun. And I was a bit worried because the time was going.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, yeah, wonderful. And after quite some time, I'm listening to you. Yeah.
Yes, long
Yeah,
time.
wonderful. See, a lot of decisions we just take, and most of us we just take. We don't try. We don't even are aware of that we are taking a decision, right? It's just a process of life, but it
Yes,
can be brought to awareness.
yes,
Can be brought to awareness, and just like if you go to a karate class, you can fight better than others, and if you go to a music school and learn music, you can sing better than others, right? No Olympic star has ever got an Olympic medal without proper conscious training, right? So the idea is we all take decisions, but if we can bring it to conscious awareness and if we train ourselves, we can take better decisions. And especially when you are at leadership level, and if you can take a little better decision, even your team benefits, your company benefits, right? And one of the point by Arun is in terms of raising awareness. And he spoke about raising self-awareness when it comes to purpose, when it comes to identity, when it comes to strength. A self-aware person definitely takes a better decisions, right? Rather than get flowed by emotions and external events, and we hardly are aware of ourselves and we just flow with the emotions. So I take that point as my learning, especially raising self-awareness. And the last quote that a good decision comes from bad experiences and provided one learns from it, right?
Absolutely correct.
Yeah, if you turn our bad experiences into learnings, definitely we become better decision makers. So thank you, and off to a start. The whole idea is to consciously um, improve our decision making. Compared to last year, am I a better decision maker? Right? That's the entire purpose of all the seminar, all the presentations. Once again, thank you, Arun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Santosh, thank
Yeah.
you. And
Thank you very much, Arunji. And happy to invite our Sagar ji from Mumbai. Over to you, Sagar ji.
Uh, Thank you, Santosh ma'am. Just I'm sharing my PPT. Wait.
where is Sagar? Acha, okay, I got it.
Uh, Santosh ma'am, I'm audible.
Yes.
Audible and presentation slide is seen.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Manoj sir, for giving this chance. Uh, so I'm going to present first time at front of Manoj sir, and uh, so this is my 7 minutes presentation. And first, I will talk about what is the decision making. What is decision making? So decision making is choosing the best option to solve a problem. As we know that day-to-day life, we are facing a lot of problems. So how we are going to solve a problem, that is all about decision making. And why decision makings, why should be there should be decision making can and regrets. So we should always take a good decision. And decision making is very important, as we know that decision making is very important because for the long term impact, if you're going to do something, there should be if you're going to take a good decision, it should be long term.
I think we lost him.
Sagar, you're there? Yeah, maybe internet issue.
Um, I'm audible, sir, because
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
in
share it.
between we lost you.
okay, just 1 minute. Now it's audible, visible. My
Yes.
Yeah,
PPT. Okay. So decision makings are very important due to a lot of reasons. Suppose we want to do a growth and learning in our life, and everybody want growth and learning in their life. So their decision makings are very important. And of course, everyone want to save their time. If we are taking a proper decision, we can save our time and whatever resources we have also we can save. And definitely, if we are taking a proper decision, also we our confidence are going to build up. So therefore, decisions are very, very important. And I will mainly, my topic is three main reasons why people make a bad decisions. Everybody want to take a good decision, but why people most of the time taking a bad decision. So this is the main topic. So reason one is the influence of emotion. As we are all are made up of what emotions. We having a lot of emotions like angry, scared. So whenever we are emotions are very peak level, like angry, scared, very excited, without thinking, buying something expensive out of excitement, but later regret it. Okay, So always we should care about this, and emotions is whenever it is a high peak level, then we can take a wrong decision. Okay. And region two, lack of information. Whenever we are going to take a decision, there should be a proper information. If you don't have information, we cannot make proper decision. So sometimes people don't have enough information. That's why they're taking wrong or bad decision. And I will say region three, too much confidence. I mean overconfidence. Whenever people's having overconfidence, they are not going to ask to someone. They are doing their own way, so they can make a bad decision. So sometimes people trust their own decisions too much, and people believe they they know everything and don't need advice from others. So they can lead to the mistake. So this way they can make a wrong decision or bad decision. And now I will talk about three ways we can improve how we can improve our decision making skills. Okay. So first, if we know that our goal, if you don't have any goals, we should know about our goals. What is our goals in life and what is our priority in our life? If you know that, then definitely we can make a proper decisions. So first way is to clarify our goals and priority. If you know that, then we can make a proper decisions. And second way, I will say about gather relevant information. Most of the peoples are going to do something. They're having a lot of irrelevant information, which is not useful. So if we gather relevant information related to our goals and priority, definitely it will help a lot to make a proper decisions. Okay. And third way, all of us, we have past our past, and whatever we made decisions in the past, so we should think on that and reflect on the past decisions. So if we reflect on the past decision, according to past decisions in the present, we can make a proper decisions. Okay, so this is the three way we can make a proper decisions. And uh, so there are three regions: emotional influence, lack of information, or confidence. So due to these three regions, people make a bad decisions. Okay. So and finally, I will say that if we have aware about influence of emotion, lack of information, and too much self-confidence, we can make better and more thoughtful decisions. Okay. So thank you, Manu sir.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you, sir.
you.
Thank you, Rival.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Santosh ma'am.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I'm just looking at my notes, influence of emotions, especially peak emotions. Yeah. Lack of information, overconfidence, and improving goals and priorities, gather relevant info and reflect on past decision. So 3 points for improving decision and 3 points for why we take bad decisions. Reflect on past decision is a new point, and for me, that is what has clicked. You can even run a you can even run a timeline exercise, NLP timeline exercise, just on decision making. Right? If you have any regret that you took a bad decision in the past, why did I decide on this? You can do a timeline exercise only for that. Various decisions that we have taken. Reflect on your past decision, learn in case if you have made some wrong decisions, and you can say that all the past wrong decisions that I've taken, those wrong decisions will help me take better decision in future. And see yourself walking into the future as a better decision maker. Right? So you can probably reflect on your decisions and close those incomplete cycles by learning from it and move forward. So all 6 points, I think we are getting reinforced in terms of managing emotions, in terms of collecting the relevant information. Yes, let this point just get inside us and bring us into actual practice in real life. So thank you, Sagar. Nice listening to you, and because in the class I hardly see you on video. Nice, nice. Yeah, it helps me to connect. Yeah.
This is one advantage of the presentation. You can see people's faces at least.
Yes. Otherwise, sometimes I see my own face and make presentation. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sagarji. It was wonderful presentation. And happy to invite Rajkumar Pal from Gujarat.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Santosh madam.
Thank you.
Am I audible, loud and clear?
Audible. Yes, yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Let's share my screen. Now it is visible to everybody.
Yes.
My screen is visible or not?
Visible, yeah. You can do the sharing. This right.
Because I am also doing the very first time, so I will make some mistake also. So fast forward. First of all, I would like to thank Manoj sir and every team members, every learners over there, and we learning all together. And this is my opportunities. Earlier, I have never given such kind of presentation in a live audience or people. So I will try my best and let us see. So the first thing is I would like to start with one of the concept which is coined by the Dr. Joe Dispenza, and which is I have come across once I had read his book of Becoming Supernatural, and see starting the asking question is there any to do with your thoughts? So it has the character to make you well or make you ill as well. So based on that, he emphasizes the point is that if we start from the thought and we make choices from those thoughts, and those choices leads us to certain action and behavior, and those actions and behavior leads to the experience, and those experience leads to the our emotions and feelings, and this circle back to the our thoughts. So if the single one thought can be leads to the wellness, or if you that one single thought or negative thoughts, if you leads to the in a physical illness or on a mental illness, why can't be the same thoughts can leads you to the wellness? So this is the whole concept, and we are learning on the decision makings. And I have always underestimated this thing, because I am looking for every sophisticated thing, but I'm so miserable. I'm so bad in making decision, and that's the reasons I am learning, and now I'm making sense to make connection to all these aspects. So why it is important, and what are the reasons? This is the basic definition. I can say that it is the process of choosing the best course of action, as Sagar also described, often by evaluating our available informations, or the considering our knowledge or our experience based on our what is the outcome or objective we try to achieve, and accordingly we have to choose. Sometimes we have to gain, sometimes we have to sacrifice. So we are revolving always around the center point of gaining or losing, or avoiding or seeking. So in between that, we have to take a decision, and when it's combined with our solid objective, that become a decision as a whole, or as a in a technical point of view. So, and there is various regions. There is no, we cannot so that every people has a unique lifestyle and unique dreams and desires. So out of difference and various regions, I was always bad and miserable in the one of the regions is FOMO, that is the fear of missing out. And I have taken personally a lot of experience on a taken decision based on the only fear of missing out, especially in the case of buying, and especially in the case of buying the info products. And earlier I was not so aware of that, and I was desperate. I was so much desperate, and even I have lost some of the money. And only thing left behind taking that decision and going through that time period or the time span of that decision, it has caused me a lot of bad experience in my personal life as well as in my professional life. So the key point is that actually the fear of missing out is the kind of anxiety driven or being excluded from the rewarding experience, or what we try to get done, or getting what we try to achieve overall. And the FOMO is directly trigger our deep psychological need for the connection and achievement. And for example, that we feel a lot of time is spending scrolling through the social media, and we feel overwhelmed when we see others, or we see something which is aspiring related to our life or our dreams and goals, and we make a choice sometimes out of that comparison itself. So what is the behavioral pattern driven by the fear of missing out? There's a lot of behavior or the action we taking out of our desperation or constant comparison ourselves with our external stuff, and we always putting ourselves down and making other thing or external factors so much up from our side, and we are reluctant to say no because we try to make everything in favor of us and try to accept everything out of this very greedy, or we can say that the needy need or the desperate need as well. So FOMO plays our emotion, making us focus on the what might we lose rather than what we can gain strategically. And it pushes us to choose the instant gratification or kind of impatience or kind of speediness or the instant gratification. And this is the why we are jump on to the direct conclusion or like investment or the purchasing or the buying, or when it's come to our commitment with our work task or in our life, professional as well as personal as well. And we never take consideration of consequence while we making those decisions, which is surrounded by deeply rooted our emotions or the desperations like that. So the impact of FOMO on decision making quality. Definitely, the quality is always not the good if we operating from the space of FOMO, and FOMO leads to our rushed decisions, lack of clarity, and later we collect only regret over our choices. And I went through this not one time but lot of time, and now I'm making sense that no, when it's come to make some solid decision which is directly related to our any kind of life here, like a finance or the like our career, we should must take a pause at that. So FOMO dictates our decision. We often act without critical thinking. We always think critically, analytically when it's come to very silly decisions or other stuff. But when it's time to take a very tactical step or decision, at that time we always prone to the immediate effect or the immediate constant decisions also. So how can we combat this FOMO? There is a lot of way, but I find this is very important. Like if the decision is aligned with our personal value and our ethics and our integrity with ourselves, and if we kind enough, we wise enough to know our values, at that time, if we stop and ask ourselves question that truly it is matterful to me, or it is only giving us the instant or any very shorter span of time of fulfillment of objective. If this is no, we can avoid the FOMO factor. And what is the practice? Like mindfulness or a deliberate pause, or we take a criteria checklist, and through study and learning or having mentorship or the guidance from who's the people who is our walk our path, and we can make some choices on make some criteria checklist, and then if we take a decision, then definitely this will not grip us in a way our taking decisions. And one last thing is that we can remove transferring FOMO into JOMO, like a joy of missing out. So instead of go out of our emotions and desperation or overcommitment or the instant gratification, impatience, impulsiveness, why should we not take like a joy of missing out? Let's we take a chances by making joy of out of that, and looking the other side of the that JOMO.
Yeah.
And so that's all about it. And one mental model we can use to avoid the FOMO based decision making is that the opportunity cost. Every decision involves the trade-off, and for each choice we make, we force to the evaluate the true cost of the what we are giving up, or what which is driven by the FOMO itself. And so if we measure and if we count the real cost, and what we are losing in a real sense or what we are gaining, which is important to us, then we can make a very choiceful decision and avoid FOMO at the first place. So thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Rajkumar.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you for bringing up this specific aspect. And I mean, the focus on FOMO, because fear of missing makes us do crazy things. Any learning anyone would like to share from Rajkumar's
So can I?
Yes.
The best thing was like how he converted the FOMO into JOMO. I mean, that was a beautiful thing, like how we can reframe that thing. So
Yeah.
thank you, Rajkumar sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Learned a new word, JOMO.
JOMO. Thank you.
It's very nice. Good concept.
Sometimes we see on Amazon and only 2 left, right? And or a discount is going to close on a certain date. And sometimes we may not even want to buy the product. Maybe we don't even need that product. But, oh, I'm going to miss out on this offer. And we end up buying that, which something probably we never needed on the first place, right? And some of us, we are pleasure driven. Instant gratification is our instead of value driven. And in such cases, a lot of stuff that actually is bad for you, you end up going after that because you're fear of missing out, right? The last pizza, and oh my God, I can't miss this pizza. And so fear of missing out is something that prompts you into action. And if it is driven by instant gratification, impulsiveness, if it is driven by pleasure, then it is even worse, right? It can even lead to addictions, etc. And you want to finish off even a buffet, a little bit food is getting reduced. Jalebis are less jalebi. You want to grab everything because you think, oh God, I'm going to miss out on jalebis. And probably you never needed the jalebi in the first place, right? And thanks, fear of missing out. It has multi-dimensional element to it, and something that one can see if you have that within you. Yeah. Over to Santosh.
Thank you, Rajkumarji. A different dimension presentation. FOMO and JOMO. I loved, like Usha said. And our next speaker is Marina Shobita from Chennai. Over to Marina Shobita.
Thank you, Santosh. I'm just sharing my presentation.
Sorry,
Am I audible?
Shobita Daniel, like Shobita Marina Daniel. I stand corrected.
I'm just sharing my presentation. Yeah, am I audible to everyone?
Yes, yes, audible.
Yes.
Sir, timer.
Yes, thank you.
Right. So what I thought, since there were so many presenters before me, so let me take my life experience and tell what is decision making to me from my life experience. So from that perspective, I just wanted to start with a quote, which is, life is all about choices. Some we regret, some we are proud of, some will haunt us forever. The message is, we are what we choose to be. So with this, let me start my presentation. So I think, like already some of the presenters did mention, that in a day we make close to 35,000 conscious decisions. Right from what time to wake up, what to eat, what to dress, what is good food, right from exercising, whether today should I go for a walk, or should I go for a run, or should I go to the gym? At what speed should I drive my vehicle? Today, should I even go to work in the first place? So if I decide to go to work, should I take my car or should I take my two-wheeler? Financial decisions. Should I spend or should I save up money for the future? Relationship. Should I keep thinking about my past, dwelling about my past, or should I forgive, let go, and move forward in life? Decisions like compassionate empathy, giving that benefit of doubt, giving maybe they had a reason why they behaved in such a way. So let me treat them gently and move on in life. So we make so many decisions, right? And every decision is shaping our health, our relationship, our finance, whatsoever. So we have to be very careful when we take decisions. It also has a lot of impact in organizations that we work. McKinsey research says executives spend almost 40% of their time in decision making. And they took a survey of around 120 business leaders, and their inefficient decision making cost almost 5,30,000 days of the manager each year. And in terms of money, it was almost 250 millions of their annual wages. So 3 reasons for bad decision making, again, from my life experience. The first, I would say there is always a constant battle between my heart and my head, right? Now, what is this a fight going on constantly within my head and my heart? Whenever I use my head to make decisions, right? Or rather, even there are a lot of people who use data and analytics, analyze before taking firm decision. But there is a problem in that because you get lost with too much of information. And there are times I took decisions with my heart where I was very emotional, I was overwhelmed. But there I thought I took a lot of wrong decisions. So if you ask me, am I a heart or a head person? I'm more of a heart person. I take a lot of emotional decisions. So once my colleague told me, you take decisions from your heart. You don't use your brains at all. She said this because I had to buy something very expensive for my child who was just 3 or 4 years. She said it's a waste of money. Within a few minutes, they're just going to break it. But for me as a mother, I want to give the best to my son. And I'm slowly trying to change from being a heart person to head person. And I feel the key is the balance. You need to use your head and your heart while taking decisions. And the second drawback why we take a lot of wrong or bad decision is we are living in a technology world. We are bombarded with information. I would rather say we are overloaded with information. So what happens when we have so much of information around us? It reduces the satisfaction even after taking a decision. Maybe I should have considered this information what I get. So you are never satisfied with the decision that you take. And there's a lot of stress because from morning till you could go to bed, you are bombarding your mind with a lot of information. Some are necessary and some are absolutely not necessary. And this is one of Manoj's famous phrase, analysis leads to paralysis. It slows down our thinking process. We make so much of analysis and we get lost in our decision making. And the third, as you rightly guessed, is the herd mentality, or the herd behavior. We are so much pushed to take decision because the society is doing so. And it affects our decision with finance, the fashion, the technology, or the business. Let me give you a few examples. When we want to buy a phone, we want to go and pick up an expensive phone or an iPhone because everybody is buying it. Even though we don't have the funds, we are okay to even buy a phone with EMI. Buying a house, actually, this is again from my life experience. So when we got married, there was a lot of pressure from the parents and society, like both of you are earning, so you should invest in a house. And over the 15 years, we realized we are paying more interest and EMI. If we have invested in something else, it would have given us a better return. A herd mentality. Our final slide on the best approach is to write down your decisions. a decision journal. How to do it? 3 simple steps. Right before you take a decision, realize what went into the decision-making process. Collect feedback. A decision journal will help you to collect accurate feedback on what you were thinking at the time you made that particular decision. And make time to reflect so that you don't, if you had made a mistake, if you have made a wrong decision, you will not repeat it in the future. So that's about my presentation. So thank you, Manoj, for the opportunity. And thank you, Santosh, for all the support you had been giving me all these years. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your patient listening.
Nice presentation and a very pleasant style of presentation. Thank you, Shobita.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. So information overload in any subject can be, nowadays information is available so much. Even in learning, sometimes information information can be overload, including this presentation. Right? A lot of points have been coming. So my take is that you walk into the jungle in South Africa, in Botswana, diamonds are available, right? So people go into the jungle to look for diamonds, and there are lots of rocks, stones, etc. And people just ignore that and pick out diamonds, right? And they come back. So in information overload happens when every point seems to be important. No, it is not. Right? Every information is important. No, you need to know how to pick out the diamonds. And you take 5, 6 diamonds and then you make a nice necklace. That is organizing those diamonds. Right? Diamonds by itself is not a necklace, but you organize them into a nice necklace. So you need to know, let go of certain information and you hold on to certain valuable insights, valuable information. This will bring a lot of clarity in our field, that is in the learning field. It will bring a lot of clarity in other fields also. You want to buy a car, you want to buy a property. There's so much of information available, but you need to distill the information and pick out the best and then organize those best information. And that would give you a clarity that this is what it is. So as much as it is about collecting and analyzing information, it is also about letting go of information. As Shobita brought in and many other speakers have brought, information overload can be overwhelming. And the way I feel is that you let go of a lot of information that is not valuable. Yeah. In terms of decision journal, I would recommend all of you maintain that, and you can be very specific about. Shobita brought up decision journal. A certain decisions that is regularly going wrong in certain domain or certain field, right? In certain places where you need to be saying no, you end up saying yes, etc., etc. You can choose and maintain a journal till you experience a transformation there. Right? These are the decisions, because certain decisions in life are going right. Certain decisions are not going right. For some of us, relationship decisions are not going right. For some of us, health-related decisions are not going right. So some of us, in terms of workplace, certain decisions are not going right. You can give us little special attention there, maintain a journal. You can also maintain an overall journal. But maintaining a journal, reflecting on your decisions, what kind of a decision maker you are, those are very valuable insight in terms of self-awareness and improving decision making. So thank you for all the insights, Shobita, and wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Manoj.
Thank you, Shobita, for the wonderful presentation. We invite John Regelson from Mumbai. Over to you, John.
Yes. Today, I think I'm with the third person from Bombay. Huh? It's a Bombay's day, I think. Yeah.
Bombay
Good evening, friends. It's my pleasure to share with you what my understanding, personal understanding of decision-making skills are, based entirely on my experiences. Okay. So let me share my presentation slide. Yeah. So what you see now, you see a picture of a boy.
It is not yet shared.
Not shared.
Yes.
Click on that green button, share at the bottom.
I'm sorry. I didn't click. Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot to click. Yeah.
No,
Share
it is not visible,
presentation.
John. It is not visible.
Now it's visible?
No, it's not
See,
visible.
once you hit that, then it will show a PPT, right? You click on that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
screen sharing.
Now it's sharing.
Now
Now
sharing,
it's
no? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
But
So,
Manoj sir, change the timing.
Yeah, I restarted. Thank you.
so what do you see in this picture? You see a boy standing at crossroads. There are two roads. One road goes to one destination and the other one goes to another destination. Finally, he is going to end up taking one of the roads. So the process which he is going to follow to decide on this particular road is what we call as decision making. That is my understanding. And our life, I think, this title is not visible. Sorry, this. Yeah. Why decision making is very important. Actually, our life is actually a series of decision making things. For example, I decided to pursue engineering. I decided at one stage to join this company, L&T, when I had got other jobs. I decided on my life partner. I decided on the size and location of my residence. In fact, I decided to do a course on decision making with Manoj Keshav. And today I'm making a presentation because I took that decision, right? So if you really look at it, my entire life actually is nothing but a summation, a totality of the decisions I take. So in retrospective, the quality of my life will depend upon the quality of decision making. I'm just trying to tell as to why the decision making is so important. And why it's not going? Yeah. Next slide. Yeah. Some of the other benefits of decision making is it helps us grow as a leader in any organization. For example, I worked in an organization, a person who is able to take a decision is a guy whom they look for promoting, Only he becomes a manager. Otherwise, you don't need a person as a manager. You are only a worker. And whatever day-to-day problems come, you have to faster resolution. So if you know how to make that, faster resolutions happens and a quicker completion of tasks in hand, because every task has some element of decision making in that. And because we do all these things, it boosts our self-confidence actually, because we have taken so many decisions in our life. So we are not afraid at all. So if you ask me to sum it up, why decision making is important? Because decision making defines our whole life. That's my whole thinking. Our quality of life, everything depends upon the decisions, and our life itself is the summation of all the decisions. So that means if decision making is so important, then it's better to know how to take better decisions, right? So what is the best way to go about it? Since I'm a very unique person, it is better to first look at my inner self, right? So I look at the bad decisions which I took in the past. First, learn from myself. Easiest, low-hanging fruit. So I just looked at it. Some of my bad decisions are ego. And adamant ego just I had taken a lot of bad decisions. I was the eldest child in the family. I used to give only instructions, not even listen to anybody. You just have to follow it. Then I used to accept information without revalidation. I used to trust people, accept the information. I have had many bad decisions because of that. And going along with the crowd, close friends decide kya to karna chahiye. In fact, I got a story here. When I did my SSC, all my close friends wanted to go and do commerce. But my dad thought he has got good marks. Why the hell he is going there? He took it to my principal of the school who told me, put this guy in the science stream, So I joined science. I became an engineer. I'm in quite a happy life. So those days, I was about to take a bad decision because of my close friends, right? Without going into the data. So the second, another option I would like to tell is collect as much data as possible from different sources and decide only after evaluating the pros and cons from other sources, different sources. That is very important. And for every data, just understand what are the pros and cons. And always ensure that your final decision aligns with your inner core values. Now, this is something which I learned in life, which is with a personal story I will share. When I was working in my company, L&T, I was asked, I was doing quite well. So they wanted me to take over to a new destination. They wanted me to get transferred. They said, you'll grow faster. They wanted to make me head of a unit. I got 2-3 opportunities like this in life. Going to Delhi, going to Baroda as the head of the unit. My growth would be fantastic. I also was tempted because the growth offered was fantastic. But I came and talked to my wife and my children. Everybody, instead of getting rejoiced at the opportunity I was getting, they have a small face, small face. Finally, after 3, 4 days, they're saying, no, we don't want to come. We have finally decided. If you want, you can go. Now, tell me, I was totally cornered. I had never expected this to happen because transfer was quite normal and for growth. So I took 3, 4 more days from my bosses. I said, let me think, let me think, let me think. And one fine day, I took the guts out and went and told, sir, I am not going. And they called me a fool. You are giving importance to family than your own career. I took that decision that day. And today I am retired. Somebody else went later. Now, after so many years, that guy has come back. I have come back. I'm not saying he took the wrong decision, but I started thinking, what would I felt today if I had taken that particular decision of going? And then I realized, yes, thank God I didn't go. I was very more happier. For me, the priority was more happier to be with the family than with them. Am I saying that person is wrong? No, because his inner core value is different. So today I am not feeling unhappy that I didn't go because my decision that day which I took was aligning with my core internal values. Whether the decision is right or not, hell with it. As long as it is aligning with your core values, it is the right decision. That's what I'm sharing my learning, right? So the conclusion I would like to share here is quality of life is majorly decided by how good we are in our decision-making skills. And decision-making skills need to be acquired as early in life as possible, right from childhood if possible. And it is never too late to learn these skills to make our lives better. As the saying goes, even today I can learn this because my rest of my life, today is the first day for the rest of my life. Thank you, my friends.
Thank you, John. Excellent, super excellent presentation. Excellent. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Got a good voice and your presentation style and your story about the core values. Amazing. Wonderful. Yeah. Yeah. Core values, if you align your life according to your own core values, his core value was family. And so there's a satisfaction at the end of the day that, yes, I took the decision to stay with my family. Yeah. So if it is aligned with your core values, nothing like it.
Nothing like it, sir. I'm very happy, actually. I thought I'll share this today.
Another
and
point.
You can align your goal with your core value. So
Yeah.
that goal also is achieved,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's one point that he mentioned, and maybe just one of the points, but it's something that John mentioned. Ego, right? Taking decision based on ego. And I think that's a very important point. Sometimes very big wrong decisions are taken just based on our ego. Maybe taking a pause and actually reflecting and taking a decision could make a lot of difference. So decision must never come from ego. It should come from proper thinking and reflecting on your values and coming from a deeper space than just ego. So thank you, John. Excellent presentation. Wonderful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Wonderful presentation. And our next presenter is, as on now, Syedji, you are there. Over to Syed Faizullah ji from Bangalore. Over to you, Syedji.
Thank you, Santosh. Shall I share my screen?
Please, please. I think, Manoj, you need to redo the timer, please.
Okay, am I audible?
You're audible, sir.
And my screen is visible?
Visible.
Okay, let me start with this. Is decision making a science, a skill, or an art? So I was pondering over it, and I came to the conclusion that this is an art because it includes science as well as skill, and you lead to such a level that you will take artistic decisions in your life to make your life very artistic. So the introduction of what decision making and art of decision making is, we start with a simple question: what is decision making? We all know that we are taking several decisions every day, but there are certain points on our journey where we have to take major decisions. major decisions like what course to choose for your child, or even your marriage decision, a decision of, for example, choosing a job. And as John has recently said, how whether he gets a promotion and is transferred to another town. All these are the decisions, major decisions, which make your life, or you can say also break your life. So you have to learn this skill, science, and art of decision making. Simply put it, when you have to choose between several options, the action you take is nothing but decision making. And we have to be very, very particular in this. And of course, in the olden days, father and grandfather's days, there was a simple rule that the elder people had that experience and the wisdom to decide appropriately for the children and for the people around them. And I remember very well, a lot of people, not only from my relatives, but from the known friends, used to come to my father to get a help in making a decision. For example, marriage decision, job decision, education decision. Unfortunately, nowadays, these wise people have become scarce, except probably Manoj. And so we have to learn these skills by exerting ourselves and learning from wise people how to make decisions. So how do you decide on options? This is a very important step of making a decision. As has been said by many, including Manoj, the most critical part of it is your core self. Who are you? Are you aligning your decisions based on your core values and then setting your goals, or choosing your goals based on your core values? So you have to know who you are, then you have to discover yourself, something like the self-awareness. It's a very important thing that we are, as human beings, have to have a higher level of self-awareness as we grow up. A small child, of course, has a smaller level of self-awareness, and parents, of course, have a higher level of self-awareness. And as you grow and enter the world, you become more aware of yourself. You also discover your core values. You also discover your vision, your goals, and whatever you are supposed to do in life. The most important thing that I have seen in this aspect is something called golden vibe. That golden vibe is nothing but a simple thing that is what you are good at, your strengths. And if you can decide what your golden vibe is, there's a process to learn these skills, and then you will be able to take good decisions when you have different options. So if decisions do not match your core values and these four criteria, it leads to something known as a dissonance. And dissonance in life is not going to be good, because it is going to impact your life, your health, and your family. So I have a case study here about core values. Recently, in our group of people, entrepreneurs, we discussed this. It is known as a top model with respect to the selection of the technology. We all remember BlackBerry was leading in the mobile phones once upon a time. And then Steve Jobs came into Apple for the second time, and somebody introduced him to the technology of the what do you call the electronic or the touch screen for the keyboard. Initially, Steve Jobs was not convinced about it, but then he had something called a lot of discussions with his people. Several months it took. He decided that he will decide by taking this top model. So he decided what is the target and what is the outcome, and then discuss these things as a process taking several months. And then ultimately he found that these this technology also matches with the core values of Apple. And then came the iPhone, and now we see everything in mobile phone was revolutionized by this decision, one decision taken by Steve Jobs, not just alone, but with a lot of discussion with his key partners. So this is very, very important in technological circles or business circles to take a decision taking into consideration the other people's opinions. So let us conclude by saying that decision making is an art and a skill. It is learnable, so we have to learn as we grow. And as we take more decisions, as we grow and face more tougher decisions, you become better capable. You increase your capacity to give better decisions. And it should be dependent on your core values. This is very, very critical in the major decisions. And it needs open discussions with all friends. Ultimately, you take a decision. So with this, I thank Manoj, Santosh, and all my student mates for giving me support and helping us to go through this journey of decision making. Thank you, and back to Santosh.
Thank you, Sayed. So happy to listen to you. Yeah. I think one thing that has keep coming back is the value system, and I think all of you write down your core values if you haven't yet done that. Right. Of course, there are values. Our decisions are influenced by values, but most of it stays in the unconscious or the subconscious mind. I think core values has been brought very nicely by many speakers, including Syed. Right. The example, the case study of Steve Jobs was an excellent example. Right. Get your vision, have a vision, get your values right, and be a self-aware person. That itself can correct to a large extent decision making. Of course, there are specific tools, techniques, and there are some methodology that can also help you as in a decision making. Right. Thank you, Syed.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Sayedji, for that wonderful presentation. And next is our Ajit sir.
First, we have Usha and
Usha, they want it at the last, and so I'm checking. Ajit sir, are you okay to do now?
how many speakers are there today?
10 speakers, Manoj.
So how many more?
Another 5 more, I think. 5. 4 more. 5 more, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, Ajit sir, would you like to take over, please?
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Manoj sir, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you.
And I was just wondering, what will I do? How will I present? So, is it audible?
Yes.
Decision making has always been a problem since mankind started. And this song was probably an example to that. Because I was wondering, how do I start? So that's why I thought this song was very apt on decision making. When you have so much of choice, what do you do? I'm sure most of you are aware, our brain is just 2% of our weight. Of the whole body weight, brain contributes just 2%. But in terms of energy consumption, it's almost 20%. And as per data, every 30 seconds, we are taking a decision. So which means we know why we get tired. So much of decisions happening cautiously at the mind. I will share with you today what happened to me in my actual life. This happened about 5-6 years back. 7 years back, sorry. When I was doing cushy in my corporate job. Suddenly, I found things were not going my way. I missed the bus twice, thrice, and I was sitting quite wondering what is happening. In fact, the fourth time the team had put everything, my papers had gone through, I knew I was there. But then I remember that day evening by around 3 o'clock, I was busy in a project. My neighbor, my colleague sitting next to me caught my hand and said, Ajit, it's okay, things will be good. I was wondering what happened. I said, wait. And in another 5 minutes, another colleague of mine from another department came running. He said, Ajit, hang on, don't resign. I said, what happened? So that's then I saw the mail that somebody from outside was promoted. So then I thought, okay, fine, let's hold on. Because one immediate reaction would have been to resign and come out. But then you do not know tomorrow where you are, what you're going to do. So one important lesson in life, when it comes to decision making, when you are sad, when you are mad, or when you are glad, don't take a decision, firm decision. Just let your emotions settle in. I took a short break. I, in fact, took a me time 3 days later. And I was sitting and contemplating what I should do, what I should not do. Just then I took a thought came to me, let's see what I am good at. And I became an accidental sales trainer couple of 3-4 times because the sales trainer was not there. I went and filled his shoes and the reviews that came was very good. So then I thought, okay, why not look at this field as a sales trainer? But then I didn't want to jump blindly into that, not knowing what to do. How do I move around? That's when the Toastmasters came to my notice. I took a decision, okay, let me join Toastmasters. The very first speech that I gave, the evaluator was a very senior person. He gave a fantastic. And after the meet, he spent 10 minutes with me saying that you are an excellent speaker. You continue with this. Don't give it up. So then I thought, okay, fine. I think, yes, I am there. And that's then when I saw the IITD ad come in. And that's how I joined IITD. And from there, one led to another, one led to another. From there, I went to NLP. From NLP, I moved to hypnosis and then into energy healing, then into coaching. So one led to another. So then I knew that establishing my brand is not going to be that easy. So then I thought, okay, let me hang on to the job and establish myself before I move. Because another problem was that getting a job was tough for them because age was not in my favor. So the kind of jobs that come in may not be the way that I wanted to go. So I took a tough decision. I just hanged around. And today here I am thinking of my past, what decisions I took and how I took. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Manoj sir.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you. And I see you now moving towards your goals. And God bless Ajit. May you achieve greater and greater success.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Ajit said, when you're sad, mad, glad, don't take a decision and let the emotions settle down. Earlier speakers also have brought the emotional factors, right? I know a college girl who had a relationship breakup and she was so mad. And there is a very bad guy who had proposed to her, and she said yes to that guy just because she was so mad about this breakup. And that further made a bigger mess, right? Because when we are very hurt, when we are very mad, sad, we tend to take some really bad decisions. It would be nice to let the emotion settle. Thanks for sharing your career journey and best wishes, Ajit. And you're
Thank
doing,
you, sir.
yeah, you're very consistent in terms of your efforts, and I really appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very true. Today I was talking to Ajit sir and I really appreciated his consistency in that sales is always fun, no? The videos. and it's so useful. Thank you so much, Ajit sir, for this presentation as for those videos. I mean, YouTube videos. And I invite now Dr. C.S. Rao Garu. You're okay to do, you wanted to do after 20 minutes? Okay.
I'm traveling. It will take around 10 minutes plus.
Done. Then I invite our next speaker, Sarita ji. Would you like to take over? And Sarita ji is from Pune.
Okay. Just give me a moment.
Hi, Nagapriya.
Hi, Nagapriya. Happy to see you.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Good evening. So many people talking about their decisions. I appreciate myself for deciding to attend this program.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Sarita, go ahead, please.
My slides are visible?
It's not. There's a green button down. It says share. You click on the Zoom, that green button. Yeah.
Now?
Yeah, now it's coming up.
I think I'm not getting the slideshow.
We can see your slide.
Can you see now? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, we can see.
So good evening all. And I would like to say thank you first to Manoj sir because giving this opportunity. He decided that everybody should do the presentation, and as many of you are doing regular presentation because you are in corporate jobs, but I'm totally away from that field, so I don't know exactly how to do presentation. So this is my first time, and I would like to say thank you to special thank to Santosh because she's after all this. Because when Manoj sir is sharing his knowledge, somebody is there behind to arrange everything. That is why show is running smoothly. So thank you, Santosh. So decision making, understanding importance, common pitfall, and how to do the decision strategy of decision making. So what is the decision making? Decision making is a process selecting a course of action from multiple alternatives. It involves analyzing information, weighing options, considering potential outcomes. Developing clear understanding of this process is very important for effective problem solving. So there are two types of decisions, program and non-program decisions. Program decisions are routine and follow established guidelines because repeatedly we do few things regularly and that becomes program and it is set in the subconscious minds. We don't have to do anything consciously, like getting up in the morning till night. We do so many things. So that all are program decisions, but there are some non-program decisions. We take it first time, some decisions, or in emergency, we take some decisions that are non-program. And these decisions are unique and critical thinking. But no matter what, program or non-program decision can go wrong anytime. So that is the reason you need a strategy for decision making. For example, whether just simple example of marriage, if you do love marriage, if you are in a relationship for long times and afterwards you decide to marry, but still that can go wrong, even though it is a program decision. And sometimes you go for arranged marriage and there is no guarantee because if you don't go get along with the partner, that also can go wrong. So in both cases, decision-making strategy is important. So why it is important? Because it shapes our goals, impacts our relationships, determine our overall success. Recognizing its importance can motivate us to improve our skills and make more informed decisions. Common decision-making pitfalls are main three commons: analysis paralysis, cognitive bias, and emotional decision-making. But behind this main three, there are a lot of things we are not even aware of it. Analysis paralysis, when excessive information or options we have or overthinking hinder decision making, it can result in missed opportunity and frustration. So analysis paralysis can happen when we do overthinking. We we become a lot of anxious, anxiety increases. In that case, we are not able to take because of overload of the information. And sometimes we feel that we are not, fear of failure is there. That is also one of the factor in analysis and paralysis. So what are the causes of analysis and paralysis? Inform overload, fear of failure, the pressure of making right decision, and sometimes perfectionism also, because we constantly want to do something, but we are not coming to any one point, and that creates more confusion. Second point is understanding bias. The cognitive bias, like confirmation bias, anchoring bias, overconfident bias. Cognitive bias is like being married to your own ideas. This cognitive shortcuts is natural part of human making, as it helps simplify complex judgments by establishing reference points. So what are the confirmation bias? These are the tendency to search for or interpret and remember the information that confirm our pre-existing beliefs. It prevents us from considering alternative viewpoints or evidence that contradict our assumptions. Main reason for this is a human naturally inclined towards information that align with worldviews, a tendency that helps in reducing cognitive dissonance. Anchoring bias. Anchoring bias occurs when person rely too heavily on the first piece of information encounter when making decision. So this influence our judgment and lead to irrational choices as subsequent information is being ignored. Confidence bias, it can manifest in various forms, including overestimation of one's skill under unrealistic optimism, illusion of control, and these traits can leads to poor decision, as person may ignore the critical information or underestimate risk, ultimately affecting the overall outcome in both personal and professional field. So what are the excessive root cause of excessive self-beliefs? So including past success, social influences, perceived expertise within the group. These factors can create a feedback loop and reinforcing overconfidence and making it challenging to recognize one's limitations, which can hinder a personal growth and effective decision making. So emotional factors affects because decision based on emotions are mostly emotions and feeling and not logical decision. So which factors influence emotions? The past experiences, social influences, cultural norms. These elements shapes our emotional responses and can lead to both positive and negative outcome in decision making. So social influences. Social factor plays a significant role in shaping our emotional responses, and that can lead to poor decision making. Peer pressure, cultural norms, societal expectation can lead us to make choices that align with group emotions rather than our personal belief. So again, fear factor is also there. That's through risk assessment, which when we faced with fear, person may avoid a beneficial opportunity or take excessive precautions. The one more factor is the past experience shape our emotional responses and consequently our decision-making process. Trauma and positive experiences can create an emotional trigger that influence our choices in presence. Marketing and emotional appeal. The advertisements evoke our feelings, happiness, fear, nostalgia that drive to our purchasing decisions. So what is the strategy? Setting a clear goal. Goal provides direction and help prioritizing options, ensuring that decision align with your values and long-term objectives. Stay focused on what truly matters. Gathering information from various sources, collect the facts, consider different perspectives, evaluating alternatives. When faced with multiple options, we have to weigh the pro and cons of each choice, considering potential outcome. This systematic approach can lead us to take more balanced, rational, confident, and effective decision. Implementing feedback loop, like involving stakeholders, is very important. Establishing feedback loop allows for continuous improvement in decision making. Regularly seeking input from peers and evaluating outcomes can help us our approach and adapt a changing circumstances effectively. So you can be open to ideas always. Sometimes when data analysis are crucial, intuition also plays a significant role in decision making. Trusting your gut feeling can complementary analytical process, especially in uncertain situation where data is limited. So learning from past experiences, mistakes are natural part of the decision making, and embracing failures as learning opportunity can enhance a future decision. Reflecting on what went wrong help develop resilience and better judgment. So case study, first thing I'll give you my own case study. I decided to start my career very late, almost when I was heading towards 50. There are a few things going on in my mind that I wanted to do something. And I think that decision was non-programmed decision. And I never planned that to do. I'm a yoga therapist. I never planned to become a yoga therapist, but it happened accidentally. And I think that was the best decision I have taken. The one example I would like to give, that Mr. late Ratan Tata, everybody are aware that he was the best master of decision maker. So when he decided to take over the Jaguar Land Rover, many people had a doubt and they criticized also that how it is going to work. But Mr. Tata has a strong belief and he always stick to his values, and he proved that his decision was right. But same time, the same Mr. Tata has also shown that if you take a decision, planned decision, and if it goes wrong, you have a ability, you have a capacity to correct that decision. So decision to remove Mr. Cyrus Mistry as a chairman of Tata Sun in 2016 was a correct decision, because Mr. Cyrus Mistry, late Mr. Cyrus Mistry's approach, including selling non-core assets, reducing debt, was seen by some as a shift away from group's traditionally long-term and value-driven decisions or strategy. So this shows that if you take a wrong decision, you have a power to change your decision and correct it. So conclusion of mastering decision making. Decision making is vital for achieving long-term success. By understanding its importance and implementing effective strategy, person can enhance their abilities to make informed choices, embrace the journey of learning to make better decisions for a brighter future. Because it is important, because your life is product of your service. Thank you all.
Thank you. Sarita, excellent. Yes, Sarita.
Yeah. Is it still visible? I have stopped. Okay.
You have stopped.
Thank
And excellent presentation. I am like, this is your first presentation and you've done such an amazing job. All right. And excellent slides, excellently structured presentation. Right. You covered the biases that you covered in depth. Right. Why we what could stop a person from taking good decision. You covered the how to improve decision making. Both the examples, especially Ratan Tata is one of the excellent example, and you picked up two of his decisions, one that went wrong and one that really one of the iconic decisions. So excellent presentation, wonderful.
Thank you. If you give 2 minutes, I would like to say something today morning experience, either at the end or late now, anytime. Let us finish.
Say it in 1 minute now. Now.
Today morning, I was walking as regular. I go for walk, and every Saturday, I stay nearby, like few kilometers away from army area. So when I was walking in the morning, I saw that every Saturday, these trainee soldiers walk there. They don't walk; they have to run. They have to run with the heavy bag load on the back, and the size of the gun. They don't have a real gun, but the size of the gun, they have a big plank that is also heavy. So they were walking, and I was passing from the same side. So what I saw is this temperature is too low currently, but still they were walking and they were sweating. So then I thought, see, they have made a decision to become a soldier no matter what. They will stay with their goal, right? When I was walking further, I saw some 3 people were waiting there because they had to take a turn and go back. So that one person was having one paper and pencil, and he was writing something, and he said to that one of the trainee, "Hey, you are late 30 minutes." So when you are doing something, time management is very important. That's thought came in my mind immediately. So when I was coming, I went further, and when I also took turn, and when I was coming back, again I heard him telling somebody, "Hey, your bag is falling down." So they were guiding them that they have to put the bag proper, because they saw that person could not walk properly because of that heavy load was sliding down. So taking help of others and guidance, motivation is equally important. When I was coming towards my house, I saw everybody were almost completed, but one person left back, and he was walking with other soldier who was actually monitoring him. But he left alone, so this person was guiding him. So constant motivation. And I saw one more thing, that these soldiers in between they were stopping, and but they were not completely stopping, just few breath and then again walk. So what I feel is, while taking decision, if you feel you are exhausted, you can pause. So morning I got 4 this thing. You take a pause, take a guidance. You have to be consistently work, and you have to follow your vision and with the dedication. That is more important. Thank you, sir.
Wonderful, 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 and you have a very pleasant sound. I mean, it comes from a inner peace. Your voice, very nice. Yeah. Thank you, and we have Usha, and
Dr. Rao.
we have 2 speakers, and our star of stars, Usha, and our popular Rao. Yes. Yeah.
Usha, is it okay that Rao would like to go now? He said he's ready. You wanted to give
Yeah, he can go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, then I am presenting the Dr. Rao Garu all over to you. I'm presenting your slide. Is it visible?
I'm with my laptop now.
Okay, do I then stop sharing?
Stop sharing. Just I try to share it. Is it visible now?
Yes, it's visible.
Yes, it's visible, Doctor.
You can just go into slide view.
Yes.
The decision making is in the process.
Thank you. Just let me minimize this one. Yes. Yes. Good evening. This is about the decision making from Dr. C.S. Rao. Why decision making? We don't have a choice but to make a decision. If you don't make a decision, we'll be either neutral or we'll fall into a negativity. We are the total sum of our past, present, and part of our future. So decision is a part of the life. Solving a problem or fulfilling the purpose of life, of one's own life, is a part of a decision making. Now, this is the entire slide of my decision making. In the center is the individual, right and left is the same biological, intellectual, and spiritual beings. What we are the part of our biological self. Like parents, either biological parents or adopted parents, and the intellectual self, parents like our teachers from the elementary schools to the university and beyond. Like we are now the students of Dr. Manoj and the team. And we are also part from a spiritual parents. We individually are a spiritual beings. So there's always a spiritual parents who always guide us to be what we are. It can start with the biological parents. It can get amplified with the intellectual parents. Ultimately, we are led by the spiritual parents, knowingly or unknowingly. At the end, we also have a biological children, either truly biological or adopted children, and we become a model to some of the intellectual children who knowingly or unknowingly we become a model, and we have them as our intellectual children. And even in the morality, both the material morality, intellectual morality, and the spiritual morality, we do have a spiritual children. Just from one side, if you take, we'll be always on the ground level, and we have this right and left balance. Then we go up little above the ground level, where we can have a impact, influence, and even a self growth. And if we go up, the higher we go up, there we can achieve a superhuman qualities which are acquired in a lifetime. All of us as a team are presently trying to get this achieved in a real lifetime. So we need to balance both biological, intellectual, and spiritual parenting with what we are from and what we have to be in a way, so that we go above the ground level, have an impact, influence in the growth. So what are the reasons for the bad decisions? Here the fundamental thinking is not thinking is a sin. And from all religious or spiritual context, we are told repeatedly not to sin. And what is this thing? Especially learning from the parents. The parental, we are told that it's always, parents do always good. The statement is right, but the parents take a decision from their learning, which is around 20 to 30 years beyond our time. At the same time, their learning goes back to their 20 to 30 years beyond their lifetime. So we are far behind to what they have learned and how they guide us. Exceptions being exceptions. And we, most of the time, we have the pressure from the peer groups and academic books, which are always biased as the time passes. What is right today will be proven wrong, and as the new books comes, new thinking gets into the books, and it gets improving as the time goes by. As for me, becoming a doctor has a 3 factors in place, which unfortunately it's based on absolutely assumed wrong decisions. And we have many both medical doctors and PhD psychological philosophical doctors in our team, including our teacher and a guru, Dr. Manoj sir. These 3 factors for me becoming a doctor, I feel it ashamed to take those decision, which I don't want to reveal it because it may hurt some people's feeling here. If someone wants it, I will reveal it after the presentation. And why? To improve decision making and ways to improve the decision making. This application of directive, analytical, conceptual, and behavioral decision making skills in full or part or in proportion, depending on the scenario, what we are learning in this train the trainers. And as for my doctoring goes, for good, after reflecting on the incidents which I had to face it when I was in the Indo-Tibetan border, Indo-Chinese border, where I had an incident of handling an accident where more than 60 people were involved, half of them died on the spot, and I was able to successfully revive the remaining people. There, my purpose of life was revealed through that incident. So what I am today is because of that, and getting a wrong decision first time is always acceptable, but not the second time and beyond. In conclusion, how to make a right decisions or a proper decision is we need to be a lifelong learners, and implementing of one's learning, both academic and spiritual, aiming to impact the society for the better. That's at least more than 20% in our lifetime, in our surroundings, based on the Pareto principle. Making a joy of giving, both material, intellectual, and spiritual, more than taking or receiving or asking. And I thank myself and I thank the Manoj sir and team, and I thank all my colleagues here for patiently listening. I hope I completed in time.
Yes.
I don't get the timer, but I practiced it. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you. Dr. Rao, I just wanted to ask you, were you in army as a doctor?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I know you for so long, I didn't know this fact.
Yes, sir.
You, and I'll remember this incident that you shared, that, when you were healing or reviving those patients, 60 of them who had an accident, and how your life's purpose got revealed. Very, very inspiring. Yeah. So now you have your own clinic, right? You're no more with
No,
army.
I'm working in a family-run corporate hospital where I'm having a conflict on the moral values.
Yeah.
With them. That's the problem I am facing. I'm just looking for an alternate thing to start my own setup. I want to work for the poor and the marginalized because I come from actually literally poor background.
Yeah, I know that aspect of you, wanting to work with poor people, and great respect for you, and our best wishes for you to start your own, clinic and help the poor, help the needy, and a great salute to you. Yeah, wonderful presentation, and thank you. And one statement that I wrote, "Not thinking is a sin," is something that I picked up. Right. So we thinking is a little effort. So a lot of us don't want to think. Some of us, we even delegate decision. Papa, you take decision. Whom I want to marry. Papa, you take decision where I want to study. Right. So sometimes we even delegate the decision because we don't want to think. So not thinking is a sin. And once again, thank you, Dr. Rao, and thank you for your service for the nation, and your goal of wanting to help the people who are in need. And my best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Doctor, for that inspiring presentation. And our last speaker is here, Nightingale of Next NLP. Dear Usha, over to you.
My God, so much of introduction. I am like feeling pressurized now.
Actually, Santosh, it's not next LNP, it's the current LNP.
Yes.
Okay, I think you got it.
The real one. Thank you, sir. You know my journey. I have like been with Next NLP for last, it's like how long now? 6 years, 5 years? 5 years. Yeah, but 5 years is like it's like a lifetime thing for me because a lot of things have changed in my life. I will also I would like to share my personal story, but now then I want to share my slides as well. In short, if I say 10 years back, I had to take a decision which I never ever expected in my life. And like how many of you said, I had good guidance though. I had good support, family support, friends, and I was blessed. So I would say that I took that guidance and I took a pause, I took a break. I am associated with Chinmaya Mission for last 20 years now. It's 19 years now this year. But I never saw that strength in me, which I saw uh, building up in the last few, like about 9 years or 10 years from 2014. So why I'm sharing this is because now November and December is the time when we have the Gita chanting competition in our center. It happens worldwide, but we have it at our center. So today the competition has begun. So it was in the morning. So we are some of the trainers and judges. So judging is like very, very difficult for me. So I speak to my senior. I tell her, no, I cannot cut marks. I feel every child has put that effort. Every child is doing it from the heart. How can I cut marks? So she said, no, you are not able to think from your head. You like how one of, I think Shobita mentioned, head and heart. So last few years, I have been like contemplating, ki, what is happening? Why am I not able to do this? I can easily put marks, give marks and take marks. Then why am I not able to do this? It's because somewhere my emotions run high. I feel, no, this child has put in so much effort. The parents have put in so much effort. I cannot cut out marks. So today we had that first session. It has begun for this year. So I was actually going to tell Santosh, can I push my presentation to Wednesday? That thought came. But then I said, no, this is always going to happen. So that was the place where I took the decision. I said, no, I'm going to do it today. Whatever it is, however it is actually like in the afternoon, today afternoon, I finished my presentation, kind of. And still I was juggling like this side, that side. Let me put this slide here. Let me put that slide here. But now when I saw everybody, I think most of us are sharing this common thing, that is lack of lack of clarity. So going ahead with my presentation, is it visible? And I'm exploring Canva for the first time. So second time, I think Nagapriya knows I'm in another group. So there I did, but I like this. So now decision making, according to me, is like many of us shared here that we have plenty of thoughts running in our head. We cannot execute all of the thoughts. We can't put it into action. So our conscious mind picks up certain things which is important to us, which we feel is important, and then we put it into action. Similarly, our subconscious mind is also observing a lot of things. Like, for example, I was seeing that when you are out and then you just walk on the streets, you see so many people walking, but sometimes certain things just flash by. You probably see somebody walks past and then she has worn a beautiful dress. But then you don't register it consciously, but your subconscious is picking up everything. So your brain is like full time working. So if you're going to make all the decisions consciously, then you're going to be very tired. Your energy is going to like drain out. So that is the reason we need to make good decisions. Now, good and bad decisions depends upon that particular time. So a decision, according to me, is choosing a particular action after cutting off choices. Like what Dr. Rao just now said, that not choosing is a sin, because we humans are the only beings who are given the power of choice, whereas animals and plant kingdom do not have that. So that has been shared by so many of the gurus, so many of the leaders, successful leaders. So, but then we choose to not pay attention to that. So when we cut off choices, we are left with few things, and from that, whatever is best for us, from my perspective, I take that. So that choice is done intentionally, and that is a conclusion for me. So it may or may not be right from somebody else's perspective, but for me, it is good. Now, again, why does that happen? That we make certain bad decisions as in they are not productive, they are not empowering, they are not functional, and they make you go in a loop. So that is what is called as bad decisions. So when we talk about bad decisions, it is about we have plenty of information, like how many of them said, but we don't know which one to choose. So that is lack of clarity that we have within us. Then the next one is fear of facing new challenges. I loved this quote when I was researching, like how Sir said that we go in and then we research and we read and we learn. So I don't read poems. But then when I saw this quote, I said, I must go and read. What is this? What does this say? So the thing that I picked up was two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled, by Robert Frost. So it is because it's that herd mentality. We normally follow what everybody says because it is easy to do. We don't have to put any energy. We don't have to put any effort. But whereas if you take the less traveled road, we have to like find out what is happening. Why is this road like this? What are the things that we are going to face? So it's a difficult thing. So difficult things generally people do not choose unless you are trained and prepared for it. Like you have practiced it multiple times. Then comes highly emotional, which many of us do. And I like the word, I forgot who said it, sad, bad, and glad. I like that rhyme very well. I think Ajit sir said that. So I think most of us know that when we are sad, bad, and glad, whatever decisions we do, they may or may not be right for us. So I am not going into the details, so I have just compiled it this way. So the reasons for bad decisions are lack of clarity, fear of facing new challenges, and being highly emotional. Now, I have a small story from Bhagavad Gita. So many of you must be knowing it. So when the Mahabharata war was decided, Duryodhana and Arjuna decided to go to Lord Krishna because they knew that he is ultimately going to help everybody. So when Krishna was sleeping, now this picture is not that like how I'm going to share the story. Krishna was sleeping and the guard said that no, he's sleeping, you cannot go and disturb, but then you can go and sit there. That was also part of the plan, which was pre-planned by Lord Krishna himself. So Arjuna goes and sits by his leg side, and Duryodhana goes and sits by his head side, saying that when he wakes up, I am going to be the first one and he's going to look at me. But unfortunately, what happens is when Lord Krishna wakes up from his sleep, he just looks at Arjuna because normally when we wake up, we don't see like this. We don't turn behind. We look straight. So he looks at Arjuna and he said, "Oh, you're here. Come on. So what's happening?" So Arjuna is like giving a pause because he knows Duryodhana is sitting by the head side. But then Krishna says, "Oh, why are you not talking? Is it about the war that you have come to discuss with me? So let's talk." So then Arjuna says, "Yes, we have come here to discuss about that. So we want to know, you are going to be on whose team?" So Krishna says, "I am giving you the first choice. You choose." So immediately Duryodhana jumps in. He says, "No, no, no. I came in here first. You have to ask me first. You cannot ask Arjuna." But Krishna says, "No, no, but I looked at him first, so I'm going to give him that choice." So cutting short, Arjuna chose Krishna. He says that you are going to be in my team. Though it was made clear in the beginning that he will not use any weapon, he will be just as a guide. He will be just as a mentor. So Arjuna immediately like thinks about for a few seconds and he says, "No, I want you." And Krishna's another offer was that I have my entire Sena, Narayani Sena, it is called as. It's my huge army. So Duryodhana says, "No, no, no, I want the entire army because so many people and I'm going to win the war." So in short, Duryodhana focused on the end result without even using his wisdom, without even using his whatever knowledge that he had. Whereas Arjuna, what he did was he took a pause, he thought, and he was wondering. And the whole idea of Krishna giving him that choice was he wanted him to think. He just wanted him to take a few moments, pause, think, and come up. Because ultimately, we know the end of the story, what happened. So this story I thought I must share. Another quick analog that I found when I was reading was coffee and decision making. I loved the analogy. I don't know, I am not from the corporate background like how Sarita said, similar thoughts. But I felt that coffee and decision making makes a lot of sense because when you make coffee under pressure, your coffee is not going to turn out good. You are going to be in a rush, though even you are an expert. Many times it does happen to me. So I felt that when you pause, when you take the perfect measurement, the sugar, the milk, everything, that combination that goes, then you're going to appreciate that coffee. Similarly, in life, when we take decisions, if we can take a little bit of pause, instead of reacting immediately, we don't have to look into all the past experiences. Yes, we can take that as a knowledge and a wisdom. But at that moment, if this is right for me and this is going to give me that pleasure, that happiness of making that decision, and if it is going to make me go forward, then I must choose that. So I liked that analogy. And you all can go and read. It is there online. Decisions. I'll share that. Then for me, decision making is like moving forward in life. When I look back, I just want to pick up all the learnings and I want to go ahead. And thanks to Manoj sir for that, because I have learned a lot in his sessions. And with all my co-learners, some of them I do interact regularly. So improving decision making, for that we need to set realistic goals, achievable goals, and trainable and adaptable goals. Not just any goals that just because somebody has set, you set it. And then learn from your experiences, learn from your past mistakes, and put that into your present day decision making. And be flexible. Most important is being flexible, adapting to changes, rather than saying, oh, I did it like this, so I'm going to do like this. Not being rigid. And then find the right balance. And as and when you keep doing it, your life is going to change for good. Moving forward, like how I said, I believe. Now, why a compass? Because compass is something that shows us direction. So decision making gives direction to our lives. So if we want to go forward, if we want to make some change for ourselves, for the humanity, which we all wish to do, but probably our decisions go here and there and we are not able to achieve that. So that is something which I felt is right. We do not make decisions, decisions make us. I love this quote. So I shared it. There are multiple doors, multiple perspectives. What perspective am I going to choose? How am I going to choose is going to make my life. And this is somebody who I follow from a very long time, Indra Nooyi, along with Sudha Murthy. They are all like my role models. So I recently saw an interview of hers. She says that how she juggled between her family life and how she came to that kind of a successful leader. She was from a very middle class family from the South, and then how her education was done and how she was motivated and how she went to the Yale University. And her entire life, if you read now, there is a book that has come out, which I have not read, but I would love to read that. So she says that take a stand, be known for your courage and confidence. Whatever decision you have taken, stand by that. And you are right and wrong, time will say that. So then you can always go and correct it. But then you have to take accountability for whatever decision you make. So an important, even for to be a successful leader, she says that an important attribute of success is to be yourself. Never hide what makes you. You may be right, you may be wrong, but stand by that and correct yourself and be open to mistakes. Like how sir always says, take feedback as I forgot what I will say is criticism was very difficult for me to handle for a very, very long time. But now I would not say I'm out of it, but I'm much better now. So even today, this morning, I will share that even today when so many of our trainers meet, we all have our own opinions. So there was somebody who told me that, this is not right. This is not the marking style. This is not how you do. So I was seeing that my emotions were like all coming up. I could feel that. But then I said, no. She's saying because there is some reason behind that. So instead of getting irritated and angry at the beginning of the session, it is going to affect my productivity when I'm going to sit there and mark and judge these children. So I just took a pause. I just waited there. She observed it. She looked at my face. And when there was a break, she said, no, Usha, I didn't mean to hurt you. What I said was, maybe I didn't put it across the right way. I know you are a good trainer. I know you are a good sevika. We call each other sevikas and sevaks. So that's when I felt very proud of myself, very frankly. I said, no, I didn't react. Whereas the earlier Usha would have immediately tried to justify just to say that, no, this is not what I meant. This is not what I did. So it is happening gradually. So thank you, Manoj sir, for all that changing in my life, along with all my learnings. And Santosh, with her, I have a personal relationship now. So we are very good friends. So when I'm told her that I would like to be the last, because I was still making changes in my PPT. So thank you, Santosh, for that. And thanks to all my co-learners. I've been learning and growing and getting better and better. I can proudly say that today. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. So Usha is our star. She's an excellent singer. Absolutely committed to learning. And Usha, two things stood out for me. One was the coffee example that you shared, and the other one was the Arjuna story that you shared. All right, very good slides. I think you have mastered Canva.
Thank you, sir.
Very good flow. And for me, Arjuna picked up Krishna, and that is, of course, we can say from a spiritual perspective, we can also say pick up values, be on the side of values, be on the side of dharma, right? Be on the side of moral values. And that is like Krishna is with you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, Usha, and a lot of learning from all of you. So thanks to everyone. It's 9. And yes, there.
The diamond which I picked, Manoj, be open to your mistakes.
Be open to your mistakes. Yeah. Wonderful.
That was a wonderful thing.
Yeah, instead of going into denial, defensiveness, etc., learn from it and move on. That's the best way. And when we learn from our mistakes, we become better decision maker as well. Right?
And
So,
decisions make our life. That was a good saying.
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
people should be very.
It's a decision that makes us who we are. Right? And thank you, everyone. Thank you, Usha. Wonderful presentation. And thank you, everyone, for all the valuable inputs. And together, we want to be a little better compared to last year. Am I a better leader? Am I a better decision maker? Am I a little more talented? Am I a little wiser? Do I handle things a little more peacefully and confidently? Right? Am I a better human being? That's a journey that we continue to do because we are moving in one direction, and that is being a better person. Right? That's one of the journey apart from external goals that we have. So thank you. And Sharmi, you want to share something?
I just want to say, sir, that everybody's been so wonderful. And I'm just wondering, everything is covered. What all I have written, what all slides I've done, everything is covered. What would I be doing tomorrow? It is just going to be repetitive again.
Yeah, you
Just
can
worried about that.
yeah, you can choose a specific aspect of the decision making. You can bring in some case studies or examples and stories.
I have done it, sir, but yes, it is like it seems so repetitive, again, the same things are coming up again and again and again. I'll
There is
put it my
also
way, but yes.
there's also some beauty to repetition because sometimes you have to hammer multiple times for a
Oh
point.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So
So
you
this thing this exercise has been very very educative, I would say, transformational, because you get to understand while I was building on my slides and changing them, and then you learn so much, and then you're listening to other people's perspectives. In the end, it's going to come out to the same thing, but through different perspectives, through different routes, ways, and how your wisdom expands, and you get to think more on it. Yeah.
Sir,
That's
I must share one more thing that Sharmili and I spoke 2 days back. And I was like telling her, ki, I don't know what story. I don't want to bring in lot of story and all that. So she said, Are you are a Gita trainer. You should bring out give me some topics on from Bhagavad Gita. So I said, yeah, that's a good thing that you said. That's when it struck me. So thank you, Sharmili.
Yeah, another thing that I just wanted to add is that someone tells you are talented and appreciates you, and then somebody else say the same thing, you're talented and appreciates you. Then third person and fourth person says you're talented. They are saying the same thing, but it gets reinforced. It's a very powerful reinforcement. That's why the 7 minute is been designed in such a way that multiple people they point in the same direction, and then it kind of gets into it,
Yeah.
right? And
lot of learning, sir. Lot of learnings. Lots of learning.
Nagi Reddy, we would like to close with Nagi Reddy's.
Yeah, I would just Sharmili ma'am is something, and also Usha ma'am will reinforce it. We keep hearing this Bhagavad Gita rendition by many Swamijis and all, but every time we listen to it, it is a different kind of takeaway we have. Similarly, what about the 7 minute session? In fact, every time Manoj gives a number, 18 sessions, and I relate to something. These 7 minutes are related to Sapta Rishis. The knowledge what gets to the Sapta Rishis is humongous. I mean, the entire team here are the incarnations or the different forms of Sapta Rishis for me. And this is where we learn with all obedience and discipline. Thank you, Manoj.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Arun Thavdeji's hand is
Yes, yes. The repetition part would be important also, so that we will understand what is so important about decision making. So that will also help us.
Yes, yes.
I think I want to share only one thing, like what Shamili just now said. Because I was making a presentation, I got a different perspective about decision making. I suddenly realized it is damn important in life. And till I swear, till I started making a presentation, that had not gone deeply within, right? So my conviction level on decision making, the importance, gone up because I made a presentation. That's fantastic. Actually, that's a good exercise, I feel. Yeah.
Yeah, Sarita?
As Sharmili said, Sharmili, you can put your own touch, special touch. Even repeatedly, we are saying something, but everybody has some different skill to present it. So, as Nagareddy said, sir, that every time you learn Gita, you understand different meaning. That is very true. I want to thank you, Manoj sir, for that. That when I was doing presentation, I learned so many things while doing this PPT and all. But at the same time, I have not done the NLP basic and all because of some our unavoidable circumstances that time, even though I wanted to do. But I was visualizing the things in the mind that if whenever I will present that sir will say this and sir will say that. I don't know why, but it was coming, It's constantly in the morning today, especially when I was in the kitchen, I was just revising what are the points and all. So that has helped me a lot. It was like a motivation. You don't need any other motivation, but that you motivate yourself. That was a big help. Thank you.
Visualize, and it will materialize. Yeah. Yes, Vinod?
Yeah, Manoj, I feel the beauty of the entire presentation is that it's on same subject, because the same subject in the repetition is the beauty, because you are coming to know depending upon different persons how they, because the subject is there and everyone know there are a lot of points, but which one you are picking up to stress, because the time limit is there, and even by seeing this thing, you are getting so many different ideas. The same subject can be presented in so many better ways, and everybody is making it very interesting. So, today I was thinking why I opted for the first day. I should have gone for the third day. I got up, because I went in a copybook style. I felt like so many experiences I am having in my life, so I could have done it in a much better way. But then there is a learning.
Yeah.
That is a learning. So I feel the beauty is lies in the repetition of the same subject.
Yeah. So thank you, and so do come tomorrow, 11 to 1.
Yes. I will be there. I don't want to miss it.
We have tomorrow and Wednesday.
Yeah.
Totally four sessions. Thank you all once again, and
Thank
we'll
you, sir.
continue.
Good night, everyone. Good night, sir.
Good night, sir. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks
Thank you,
to all.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks
much,
to all.
sir.
Bye-bye.
So tomorrow I might be a little
Thank you,
late.
Manoj, and
but I won't
bye-bye.
mind.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you then. Good night. Yeah.
Right.
Bye.